Have you ever wanted to know if it was possible for the Patriot Act to be useful? Have you ever felt the calling of patriotism? Maybe you adopted the urge to propagate democracy across our solar system. Then becoming a Helldiver is for you. Here are the steps to becoming a Helldiver. Watch your entire family die before your eyes. Enlist to become a Helldiver. Go to boot camp. Die. Replace the previous enlistee exactly where they died, bypassing all previous training. Die again. Repeat step 5. Die once more. Eventually figure out what's happening. Complete your training. Grab your cape. You earned it. Go on your first mission to spread democracy. Then immediately get domed in the back of the head from your fellow Helldiver cadet in the first encounter with the enemy. Congratulations! You're now officially a Helldiver. Welcome to your new life of force-feeding lower life forms freedom, so that they can never disrupt man's democracy ever again. Seriously though, if you're ever to take Starship Troopers, Star Wars, Halo, Terminator, Earth Defense Force, Gears of War, and the joys of friendly fire, mash it together into one Frankenstein's monster, and then inject it with 100% purified, red-blooded American patriotism straight into its veins as if it's heroin, you get Helldivers 2. And it's freaking fantastic! At first, I saw it on Steam and threw it on my wishlist with the plan of buying it in the future when I could get some better hardware, but due to watching news reports of the game completely of my own free will, I decided to cave and buy the game and try it anyways. Turns out, it's very well optimized and ran like a dream after the initial crash. I shouldn't have pushed away from getting this game until now. It was honestly meant to be. And evidently, according to the all-knowing wizard of TikTok, as a straight, white, Christian, conservative male who's living in America and enjoying my God-given freedoms on the daily, this game was made for me. And believe it or not, they were right for once. This game has been one of the best purchases I've made in a while in regards to gaming. The first hour of play for me was dying in the tutorial multiple times, then immediately getting what would be an equivalent to a 5.56 NATO round surgically forced through my skull by my just as inexperienced teammate, completely by my own stupidity. That's what I call peak gameplay. The fact that this is a co-op game also makes me very happy. I'm able to come home from work and reliably relax without the fear hovering over me that I'm going to get matched with competitive sweats who never touch grass and contribute nothing to society other than getting my blood pressure high and triggering my concerningly high competitive nature. Nothing good comes from either of those. This game is also goofy. It's self-aware comedy at its finest, and I can't get enough of it, which means that even losing is a great time, because since the game doesn't take itself seriously, you can't either. And the actual gameplay is surprisingly fluid. There's very little hiccups, and even on low graphics, it looks great. Now, there's a weird unlock system with 2 unlock trees to choose from, one free and one premium, where you can spin the medals that you earn from missions to unlock gear or cosmetics. It's very Battle Pass feeling, but it doesn't feel like a Battle Pass because you can actually progress pretty quickly through it, but also not too quickly as to lose interest of grinding through things is your thing. I do find having a premium tree and a regular tree strange since it's a full paid game, but it's at least all done in a way that isn't so bothersome, and you still get a full game experience. It feels more like a DLC, if that makes sense, and it does also have paid currency that you can use to unlock cosmetics and gear, but again, there's tons of other full games that still have paid cosmetics and services, so it's not that big of a deal, especially with it being a cooperative game, and either way, it supports the devs who actually put an effort to make a full, complete game that's fun to play and is fantastic. So, it's pretty refreshing, and I don't mind it so much. Beyond that, you can also upgrade your mothership using resources earned from mission completions and resources found during the mission. These upgrades can range from new stratagems to permanent buffs. And speaking of stratagems, these things are insane. Not only are they fun to activate because this game has these little directional pad minigames you need to accomplish to do anything, which I personally find super fun to see how fast I can do them, and it kind of makes the game a little more skill-based, I guess, in a way, but they also just make the game better. Every Helldiver gets to select up to 4 of these stratagems that they can use while on the mission, and these stratagems range from basic support weapon drops and ammo drops all the way to nukes. I'm not even kidding that you can get a nuke in this game. Maybe not from like your mothership, but you can find one on mission and just throw a nuke down. It's freaking insane. You start the game with a machine gun support weapon drop and a freaking orbital precision strike. Let me say that again. Cadets, fresh with the game, who still haven't figured everything out yet, are given the ability to call down an orbital strike every 100 seconds. Whoever came up with that idea deserves a raise. It's fantastic. Beyond that, gameplay is to be honest, a standard co-op shooter. Each mission has objectives to accomplish, there's different enemy types depending on difficulty, then once the mission is done, you extract. Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. I wouldn't want them to change it in any way. What is cool, however, is that some missions have multiple missions that you can accomplish in an area, and each mission completed gives you more medals, which is pretty cool. But the coolest part about this game is that everyone playing the game is working together to spread democracy all throughout the system in what's called the Galactic Campaign. It's essentially a full, large-scale style system war between the two AI factions controlled by the devs, the Terminids and the Automatons, and the players. It's super cool. Also, each planet has a live update feed for various statistics like how many rounds are fired so far on this planet in the name of freedom, how many Helldivers have died, how many enemies have killed, you get the point. There's tons of small details like that that are just the icing on the proverbial democracy cake. This game is a blast. There's tons more we can get into, but this isn't meant to be a full dive review. There's tons of other videos and stuff you can check out if you really want that. This is just a general experience and first thought overview, kind of more down to earth and real. And I will say, the more you let yourself get engrossed in the game's ridiculousness, the more fun you'll have. Anyways, that's about all I have to say about the Space Vietnam Simulator for now. Thanks for watching, and make sure to do your part in spreading our wonderful managed democracy.